Hey Capricorn, welcome to Intention 1111. I wanted to say thank you for all the subscribers. I sure appreciate you guys. New subscribers, welcome. Come on in. If you would like to book a personal read with me, you can still reach me at thejezebelway at gmail.com for now. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We have a new moon coming up in, I think it's around the 17th or 18th of this month in Gemini. So listen, I know everybody's like, oh, it's going to be about this and that. You determine what it's going to be about for you according to how it's been for you when these same patterns have happened. I find that Gemini, and it goes into Cancer the next day or something. So I kind of find that when you have Gemini and Cancer in the same week, it might prove for a little bit of volatility. Communication might be a little bit off. People may be communicating their feelings, right, instead of what's at hand. So just tread lightly this week, don't always have to, not that I put this into practice on a regular basis, because Lord knows I don't. I'm the world's worst. You don't have to say everything that you're thinking, right? So let's see for Capricorn in the month of June what we got going on for you guys. These reads are just going to be short and sweet, beginning of this month, kind of get back in the swing of things. I appreciate everybody who messaged me and checked up. I appreciate you guys while I was gone. I've been working on some other things that I would like to expand with my business, so I appreciate you guys' patience. Universe, show me Capricorn, spiritual. Let's see. Okay, Capricorn, water, creations. Okay, creation. This is an 11, new path. You are coming into the spring of your life, okay? Or the spring cycle of your life. You've come out of winter, you're going into the spring. You have 11-11. New path, right? Or you're on the right path, right? Coming into balance with both sides of the self. You've been through some changes which sort of put you in a winter path, right? Like maybe a dark night of the soul, or a shadow work or whatever, you guys want to call it, but a very introspective, still kind of, maybe not depressive, but something very subdued that you were working through. And it looks like here you're integrating both sides of that person. A lot of times when we have spiritual awakenings, we go through what's called a dark night of the soul. And people commonly think it just happens one time. Well, it doesn't. It happens frequently throughout our journey. And we do often have to incorporate parts of ourselves that we don't like. We have to learn to accept those parts or know how we are, right? Recognize patterns. But you're coming back alive after something has put you in a wintertime phase in your life. And now you're taking both parts of that as a motivational tool, right, to come back to life in something new that you're pursuing or some new thing that's come into your life. And funny about it, you do have the card water, but this is very scorpionic energy. So maybe, perhaps some of you have a Scorpio moon or you've got some Scorpio placements in your chart. But this is kind of acting like Phoenix energy a little bit. So you're coming into something new after having come out of going through something. So let's kind of see what's going on in you guys' world. Some of you are becoming newer versions of yourself, also trying to step away from patterns of the past. Kind of like, well, used to, I'd have just whooped that person's ass or whatever, right? And now you might be saying, well, now I'm more prone to have a little bit more patience and observance and think something through and than I would have been in the past. So you're coming into new, more productive patterns in your life. Here we go. One small step forward away from a burdensome time in your life brings new partnerships and newness in your life. Again, they're just reiterating what I've just said. Okay. Small endeavor coming forward, small steps toward new futures, overcoming burdens of the past. Okay. Pretty general, but that's what we've got. Let's see. And you have the Lovers here, representative Gemini, representative of this period of time. It looks like you may have felt trapped in a situation previously, and you sort of found your way out of it. So that's very good. No, that's no small feat. Most people don't. Some people don't find their way out of a bad pattern. So some of you, a love relationship did not progress forward, and maybe that was the winter time. I think somebody had to get real with themselves here and real logical with themselves about how they were choosing to move forward. It's a phrase, either you die or you live, right? Or die trying or something like that. And that's sort of what I'm getting here is, look, this happened. It's sad. It made me angry. It was sad that it ended. It hurt me, but I'm not dead. You know, just because this situation is dead, so to speak, does not mean that I am dead with it. It's time for me to kind of get out of this rut I've been in and move forward towards something new. Also, for some of you, it looks like a new lover could have entered the scene, in which sparked a fire in you and allowed you to come out of stagnation, come out of that, you know, dusty, hermited place that you were in, right? New beginnings. You said to yourself, I need a new beginning. You know, this isn't working for me anymore. It's time for me to find something new. And it looks like you made the decision to move on from the past. So some of you have made a decision to move on from a past and explore something new. For other sets of you, this could be rekindling a romantic relationship from the past. This feels sort of like really early in life, 20s, somewhere in their 30s. You're rekindling something that didn't necessarily end poorly, but it just kind of never got off the ground. So some of you are revisiting a period of your life because a person from a period of your life has come back into play. Others of you are coming into meeting a soulmate energy. So coming out of a bad cycle, learning lessons, and being allowed to now have a soulmate. So for those twin flame people out there, you've let go of twin flame and your soulmate has been introduced into your life, which is a wonderful thing. Okay, so center of your read is the Hanged Man, okay? So there's been some enlightenment happen here about a period of your life. There's been some enlightenment about stagnation in your life. Also, spiritual awakening is indicated as well. Major Arcana is the World card and the Lovers. Okay, so moving forward toward new partnerships and new things. So let's kind of see what the Hanged Man wants to tell us. And you made a decision. I'm going to live or I'm going to continue in this stagnation and I can't even stand myself anymore. So let's kind of see what that's about. Yeah. What makes me happy? What do I want to do moving forward? I mean, I've got to give up this idea that I'm going to have a second chance to fix something that happened. I'm going to have to give this idea up. It doesn't exist. It's a false reality that I'm creating for myself in my own mind. It happened. It's over. It's done. The only way I can correct it, or the only thing that I can control, is moving forward in the future and doing better, right? That's it. So you kind of had a truth moment with yourself. Also, I think new love came in, and it sort of said new love was offered, or a spark of something was offered to some of you, and you kind of had to be like, what am I doing? What am I doing here in this spot? I don't need to be here anymore. Winter's over, right? Let's see what the World card is moving you forward to. Oh, okay, release burdens. It's time to release burdens, Capricorn, and move forward. New person, of course, we've got the Lovers. Gemini, could be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We have a lot of Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. Here you go, Capricorn. Capricorn, anxiety about moving forward. So, coming out of bad relationship, perhaps, or bad circumstances, you are afraid to move forward. Hanging on to whether the other shoe's going to drop or not. You cannot do that, because it's how you handle it when the other shoe does drop, not if it will. Conflict within oneself about moving forward. Again, telling truth to the self, okay? Let's be honest here. That's kind of what let's be honest, okay? So let me see what the conflict is moving forward. These come out in love readings. They come out in love readings. I'm not gearing anything specifically toward that, but yours happens to be about a newness in love. Again, old patterns. Someone here is maybe someone or a select group could be in a fearful place about reverting back to old habits. This seems like this is what maybe this is about. Fear of oneself, fear of being able to handle it differently in the future. For some of you, or for someone out there, this may be about, you know, what if I get triggered and start drinking again? That's what screwed me up in this last one. That's what screwed me up over here. I can't fix that. I've already screwed that all to hell. How do I move past those trigger points? Okay. Money, moving forward. Some of you could be working on one income now instead of two incomes. How do I make that money up? You know, how am I supposed to have a life? How am I supposed to have a life with this? So if you're seeing series of 5s or 1s or 9s or 0s, you've already experienced the change, and the change is incoming, but you know, the contract from the past is over. The cycle's been closed down. And the 1s could be a series of, hey, it is what you make it. It is what you make it. And I know that sounds kind of callous, because I don't know everybody's situation out there, but learning to be satisfied with what you have or what's happening in the moment is the key to happiness. We can't cry about what happened in the past. We can't cry about, well, I used to live in a, you know, whatever kind of house, and now I don't. Now I'm in an efficiency apartment or whatever, right? But guess what? For those of you leaving bad relationships, you're free. And I think it's something that you have to want bad enough in order to appreciate what you have in the moment. That's the key. Not wishing it away, not regretting in the past, but what is it in the moment? Do I have my needs met? Am I happy? Am I comfortable? You know? That's something that some of you out there may be experiencing, is validation lies in material possession. Validation lies in money, in bank account, in status, right? That is no longer the case. You have to let that go. You've got a newness coming into your life. A spark has been relit in your life. Take that opportunity and see where it does take you. Some of you, it looks like you may be now finally moving forward. Some of you, this could be a physical move. And starting all over again ain't easy, right? And it gets more fearful the older that you get. You know, when you're in your 20s or whatever, and yeah, who cares? I mean, I'll just move, you know? But when you get up in the 30s and 40s and you have kids involved or you've got whatever going on, starting over at those ages can be kind of scary. But remember, it's something that's happening for you, not to you. That's the perspective change, and it is what you make it. You have the unique opportunity to rebuild your life into what you want it to be instead of what it has been, right? So for some of you, this is about a new world opening up in both love, could be location. Allow the new thing to happen. Quit holding on to the past because the new thing is not the past, right? Don't reject the new thing because it's not the past thing. So let's see what you can expect, Capricorn, for the month of June. Whoops. There's going to be a lot of nurturing oneself. There's also going to be a lot of groundedness for you, Capricorn, newness. There's going to be new commitment and relationship coming in. Again, some of you may be revisiting something that didn't take off. For others of you, this is a completely new situation. Now, I do have these two cards here. And what this shows me is that somebody somewhere is experiencing something completely new. And they've allowed themselves to be their authentic, true self. For some of you, this could be same-sex couples, or this could be those of you who are experiencing being able to express yourself authentically and fully and truly without the burden of shame or judgment from previous relationships or partners or whatever. And it looks like some of you may be embarking on a completely new path, which may have you shaking in your boots. What are people going to think of me? How are they going to judge me? Are my friends still going to accept me? Whatever. And you cannot factor that stuff in. You've got to live in your true, authentic self, no matter what that is. So for some of you, it looks like revisiting something from the past could be at a point in which you felt like your expression was wrong or it was redirected in some way, and you did something that you felt like you should do instead of what you truly wanted to do. So some of you are embarking and picking something back up previously that you either turned your back on, or you let go, or you had to suppress. So for some of you, this is about nurturing new self, nurturing new truth, moving forward solidly, stably, and into, I call it a solid commitment with a partner and to yourself. So Capricorn, that's what I have for you, and I'll see you guys probably mid-month.